Chosen one, the moment you've sensed approaching is not imagination. It's the divine signal of transition. You are not behind schedule, you are ahead of the storm. What felt like delay was divine restraint, because God was holding you in position until the shift was ready to receive you. The pressure you've endured wasn't punishment, it was preparation for where only the chosen can walk. You weren't forgotten, you were hidden for timing. You were not being left out, you were being set apart. Now the atmosphere is responding to your obedience, and heaven is commanding the change. The movement has already begun, and only the chosen are permitted to advance. This isn't a moment for everyone, it's a moment for the marked. Many will sense the change, but only the chosen will be permitted to move with it. This is why your warfare has been heavier than others, your isolation deeper, and your instructions more exact. The shift that is breaking open now is not surface level, it's seismic, and you are the epicenter. You've been asking why the doors wouldn't open, why relationships dissolved, why opportunities paused. It's because you were not to be tethered to the wrong things when the moment arrived. God has been severing everything that could not carry the weight of where He is sending you. And now, you're standing on the edge of divine motion. Chosen one, you are about to enter movement that doesn't make sense in human terms. This is not progress through effort, it's acceleration through obedience. What used to take years will now take weeks. What used to be out of reach will now be placed into your hand. You are stepping into a stream of supernatural favor that flows only for the aligned. You didn't earn this shift by works. You inherited it by faith. This is not reward for your performance. It is release because of your posture. And the posture that moves heaven is surrender. There will be no announcement, no warning, no crowd. When God shifts the chosen, it's quiet, but everything changes. You will feel it in your spirit before you see it with your eyes. You will know you are moving, not because everything is comfortable, but because everything is being rearranged. Conversations will change, assignments will appear, doors will unlock without knocking, and your spirit will know, this is it. The enemy has tried to distract you, delay you, discourage you, but he cannot stop what heaven has initiated. He may have slowed others, but your feet have been preserved for this path. Hell targeted you early because it knew your shift was dangerous. But what the enemy used to try to destroy you only strengthened your discernment. You know too much now. You see too clearly now. You trust too deeply now. And because of that, you are immovable. Chosen one, do not explain yourself in this next season. Those who were not assigned to your shift will not understand it. Do not expect validation from people who have never carried what you carry. This next move is not for their understanding, it's for your obedience. God is not consulting the opinions of spectators, He is activating the steps of the surrendered. The days of compromise are over. You cannot walk into destiny with yesterday's distractions. This is the moment where your yes becomes your movement. You may feel unprepared, but heaven is not asking for perfection, it is demanding motion. The alignment you've maintained in secret is now unlocking direction in public. Every place you obeyed in silence will be honored in the open. Your prayers were not wasted. Your patience was not overlooked. Your purity was not in vain. What others used to overlook will now become undeniable. This is the release reserved for the chosen. The shift is not coming, it's here. And now the only question that matters is, will you move with it? You don't need confirmation when you've already been consecrated. God's voice is not repeating, it's commanding. This is not an invitation, it's a mandate. Movement is not optional for the chosen, it's obedience. And obedience in this moment unlocks the destiny you've been carrying all along. The shift is happening now. Step into it. Chosen one, the shift is not just external, it is internal first. Before God moves you in public, He transforms you in private. What you're feeling in your spirit right now is the tension of transition. You are not confused, you are being calibrated. God is breaking off every residue of where you've been so He can clothe you fully for where you are going. You may feel unstable, but that is because the old ground is giving way beneath you. The shift doesn't start with visible change. It begins with a new instruction, a new rhythm, a new awareness. The discomfort you're feeling is not a sign of misalignment. It's a signal that you're waking up to your new assignment. This is why your tolerance is changing. What used to entertain you now irritates you. What once satisfied you now feels shallow. What used to drain you now disgusts you. You're not becoming difficult. You're becoming discerning. God is removing your appetite for distractions and increasing your hunger for destiny. You are being rewired to crave the things of heaven. Only the chosen experience this inner revolution. There are people around you who won't understand this shift, and they're not meant to. When God elevates the chosen, He also isolates them from those who still think carnally. Do not apologize for your separation. It's not personal, it's prophetic. You were not called to fit in, you were called to break the mold. Others may be comfortable settling, but you were born to shift the atmosphere, and the weight of that mandate requires space. Everything is changing now, and quickly. The shift is removing people, prompting decisions, and clarifying direction. What used to be uncertain is now illuminated. What once required striving now responds to surrender. God is not giving you more to carry. He is giving you permission to drop what isn't yours. This is the season where the weight lifts. The burden is not yours anymore, it's His, and He's asking you to move lighter and faster. Let's pause for a second. Tap like if this is resonating so far. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Drop 55 in the comments. It's the number of covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. Chosen one, God is accelerating you because the window is narrow. This is a Kairos moment, a divine window that won't stay open forever. Delayed obedience in this season equals disobedience. If you feel the push to move, it's because heaven has already gone ahead of you. The door that opened didn't open by accident. It opened because you were ready. The opportunity is not too big. It's perfectly sized for your anointing. The enemy will whisper fear, but God is shouting now. And now is where your obedience unlocks the next level. You are no longer in the season of waiting. You are in the season of walking. Every time you take a step, the road will rise to meet you. Don't wait for full understanding. Move with divine confidence. This shift is not about knowing, it's about trusting. God is not asking for explanations, He is asking for execution. You've prayed for years. This is the moment your faith turns into action. What you do next determines what unlocks next. And God is watching your response to the shift He has already initiated. There is grace for this movement. Divine assistance will meet you every time you say yes. You won't be moving in your own strength. You'll be carried by His Spirit. Don't look for approval. Don't wait for applause. Don't expect comfort. Just move with the urgency of one who knows this is a God moment. The chosen don't delay, they obey. You are not being reckless. You are being obedient. You are not rushing. You are responding. You are not uncertain. You are activated. This isn't ambition, it's alignment. You are moving with heaven's rhythm, not man's logic. And every step you take in faith is collapsing the timelines of delay. You are walking into places you only dreamed about, because when the chosen move, all of heaven moves with them. Chosen one, do not misinterpret the silence around you. God isn't quiet because nothing is happening. He's quiet because everything is aligning. Heaven is working behind the scenes while you remain in position. This is the part of the shift where many quit, when there's no visible movement but a growing inner urgency. But if you feel that restlessness in your spirit, you are still right on time. The silence is not absence, it is divine incubation. You are being shielded from unnecessary noise because the instructions about to be released require undivided attention. What's next doesn't need your performance, it needs your precision. And God is training you to move without needing signs to validate what your spirit already knows. There is a stillness that feels like nothing, but it's actually everything. This stillness is where clarity matures. This is where God sharpens your instincts and tunes your sensitivity. It is in the stillness that your confidence in His voice deepens. The world around you may look unchanged, but your spirit is advancing rapidly. What others call delay is actually God's divine development. This is the kind of preparation that cannot be skipped, because the magnitude of where you're going demands it. The chosen are prepared in silence and launched in acceleration. Every breakthrough starts in the invisible. What looks like nothing changing is actually the blueprint shifting into place. God doesn't show you every step. He reveals enough for you to move, and as you move, the rest will unfold. This is the divine pattern: revelation, instruction, obedience, and then manifestation. Many want manifestation first, but God trusts the chosen with process, because you can't carry kingdom results without kingdom character, and that's what He's forming in you now. You are not late, you are lethal. And God is about to release you with more power than you ever knew you carried. You've been stretched, refined, and tested. You've had to surrender what you didn't want to give up and walk away from what your heart once clung to. But look at you now, still standing, still listening, still saying yes. Your resilience is proof that God's investment in you is not wasted, and now He is calling forth the fullness of that investment. The chosen are about to emerge with weight. This next move isn't about opportunity, it's about occupancy. God isn't just opening doors, He's giving you territory. This is not about visiting your destiny, it's about inhabiting it. There will be no more temporary access, no more trial seasons, no more testing grounds. You are being commissioned to occupy what was promised. This is Joshua crossing the Jordan, not Moses wandering in the wilderness. The days of circling are over, and your feet are about to touch promised ground. Do not shrink when the blessing comes. You are not an imposter in your miracle. You were prepared for this, positioned for this, and preserved for this. What looks too big for you was actually made to fit the version of you that emerged from the process. God is not wasting your pain, He's converting it into presence. You will carry a weight of glory that intimidates the same atmosphere that once oppressed you. The blessing is real, and so is your right to it. The chosen do not beg for what is theirs. They walk in and take possession. Don't be surprised when things start shifting without explanation. People will exit, connections will dissolve, and resources will redirect. Don't chase what's leaving, follow what's flowing. You are being transitioned out of survival and into supernatural flow. God is eliminating every option that could delay your arrival. The chosen do not move in circles, they move in covenant, and covenant guarantees completion. This is the moment the enemy feared you'd reach, because now you know who you are, and even more, you know what's yours. You are not just hoping anymore, you are claiming. You are not just watching anymore, you are walking. You are not just surviving, you are shifting. The spiritual gravity has changed and your name has been called. Only the chosen hear it, and only the obedient respond. Chosen one, now that the shift has begun, you must protect the atmosphere around you. Not everyone can be allowed access to what God is birthing in this season. You are not being arrogant, you are being obedient. Discernment is no longer optional, it is essential. Guard your peace like it's sacred ground, because it is. Your surroundings are no longer casual, they are strategic. This isn't about being liked, it's about staying aligned. And alignment is what keeps the momentum of the shift moving. People who once made sense will now seem foreign. Conversations that used to comfort you will suddenly feel draining. Familiar places will lose their pull. You're not cold, you're consecrated. God is shifting your circle to match your calling. You cannot carry a new assignment while maintaining old alignments. Separation is not punishment, it's preservation. He's not just protecting you from others. He's protecting others from a version of you they can't understand. The oil on your life is increasing, and with it, so is the requirement. You are no longer walking casually. You are moving as one on assignment. This means decisions must be spirit-led, not emotion-driven. You can't afford to be entangled in distractions while destiny is calling. The shift demands clarity. This is the season where you must hear God louder than you hear people. The chosen cannot afford divided attention. Your next step depends on precision. This is where the warfare may intensify. Not because you're in danger, but because you're in position. The closer you get to occupancy, the louder the opposition will become. Don't be surprised when the pressure rises right before the breakthrough. The enemy knows he can't stop the shift, but he'll try to exhaust you before you step into it. But you are not defenseless. You have been trained in warfare. You know how to pray, how to discern, how to bind, and how to move forward anyway. This time, you're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from it. There is a new authority resting on your life. You are not just moving in power, you are moving with permission. God has signed the release papers. The things you used to wrestle for, you'll now walk into. The favor that felt sporadic will now flow consistently. The ideas you once second-guessed are now being confirmed from every direction. Don't let your history create hesitation. You are not who you were, and this is not where you've been. Some doors are opening without you even asking. That's not coincidence, it's confirmation. God is making it clear that you are in alignment. Every provision, every connection, every detail is being arranged to accelerate your arrival. This is how the chosen move, by divine orchestration. There is a rhythm to this shift that can't be explained, only followed, and you are walking in step with the Spirit. Let the acceleration surprise you, but don't let it stop you. This move is not for the faint of heart. It will stretch you. It will provoke you. It will expose any place in you that still relies on comfort, but it will also launch you. It will expand you. It will prove to you that everything God promised was never a fantasy. You were not crazy to believe. You were called to become. The shift is proof that heaven still speaks, still moves, and still honors obedience. You are now part of a divine demonstration. People will look at your life and realize God is still active. They'll see provision without striving, favor without explanation, movement without manipulation. And the only name they'll be able to glorify is His. Chosen one, the shift you're entering now requires a new internal posture, one of absolute trust. You can no longer afford to evaluate God's direction by your feelings. Faith must override emotion. You must be so anchored in what He said that no contradiction can shake you. When the terrain gets unfamiliar, trust the voice that led you there. Don't question what's unfolding just because it's stretching you. God is not random. He is precise. And if He allowed the discomfort, it's because He's leading you into demonstration. You are about to witness manifestations that don't match your credentials. Rooms that once ignored you will now request you. Resources that used to evade you will now pursue you. Influence will follow you, not because you chased it, but because you carried His presence. You are walking in a dimension where the evidence of God will silence every critic. The shift will validate what your spirit has known all along. God doesn't elevate you to explain you. He elevates you to expose His glory, and your life is about to become undeniable proof. What's coming next will look nothing like your past. Stop trying to measure the future by what used to happen. That was survival. This is sonship. You are no longer moving through struggle. You're moving through strategy. God is being intentional with every door, every delay, every detour. The days of reactive living are over. You are moving with heaven's intelligence, and what looked like delay was divine redirection. You're about to start seeing back-to-back confirmations, prophetic patterns, recurring phrases, conversations that feel like echoes of your own private thoughts. These are not coincidences, they're codes. Heaven is communicating with you in real time, and if you've been paying attention, you already know what to do next. Your steps are not random, they are synchronized with the Spirit. Chosen one, your clarity is a weapon. Confusion is a tactic of the enemy to delay your obedience. But right now, your clarity is cutting through that fog. You no longer need permission to trust what God said. The confirmation you're waiting on is already in your spirit. Move forward like the answer is yes, because it is. Heaven isn't stalling, it's sending. Your consistency in the last season has activated momentum in this one. Every time you prayed when no one saw. Every time you obeyed when it was costly. Every time you stayed still when your flesh wanted to flee. That consistency has become a memorial before God. He has seen every unseen act of faith. And now He is moving in return. He doesn't ignore those who remain faithful in silence. He exalts them in public. This shift is generational. What's breaking through you will bless everyone connected to you. You are the interruption to cycles, the breaker of patterns, the pioneer of a new bloodline direction. This isn't just for your elevation, it's for your lineage. Your children, your family, your community will benefit from your obedience. You are creating new blueprints for what faithfulness looks like, and heaven is proud of your surrender, because it's bigger than you, it's legacy. There will be moments where the magnitude of what's unfolding will feel surreal. You'll look around and realize you're standing in what you used to only envision. The shift you used to pray for is now surrounding you. Don't let humility become hesitation. You belong here. You were built for this. And every part of the journey was preparation for this very moment. Chosen one, now that you've stepped into this divine shift, you must stop minimizing what God is doing in your life. You've been trained to think small, to expect resistance, to brace for disappointment, but that training came from trauma, not truth. God is not teasing you with glimpses. He is ushering you into fulfillment. This time, you won't have to lose it to learn from it. You're not here to almost make it. You're here to occupy what others thought you'd never touch. This shift isn't symbolic, it's structural. Heaven is rebuilding everything that was torn. You are no longer required to explain what's happening to people who never saw your process. You don't owe proof to those who never believed in your promise. The transformation speaks for itself. What God is building through you is not just success, it's evidence. He's proving through your life that He never abandoned His word. People who mocked you are about to witness your manifestation, not because you needed vindication, but because God deserves glory. And your life is His billboard. Do not mislabel ease as deception. Some of you have been in warfare so long, peace feels suspicious, but peace is the new indicator of alignment. God is not only shifting you, He's changing how you interpret blessing. The struggle was the teacher, peace is the graduation. This time, favor will not be fought for, it will be followed, and what used to require resistance will now respond to rest. You've been conditioned to brace for battle, but now you must prepare for harvest. The seeds you've sown in tears are about to produce joy. The prayers you whispered through pain are now birthing promise. The shift is not just movement, it's multiplication. God is not giving you back what was lost. He's giving you more than you knew to ask for. That's how the divine equation works. Obedience plus endurance equals overflow. You were not forgotten in the fight. You were positioned for fruit. And now, the harvest is ready. Chosen one, every part of you that thought it was too late is being proven wrong. The enemy wanted you to believe you missed it, but heaven is showing you it's just beginning. You're not too old, too broken, or too behind. You are perfectly placed in prophetic timing. The delay wasn't denial, it was development. What you thought was over was only being refined. And the glory that's about to hit your life won't just restore, it will exceed. Because the shift doesn't return you to where you were, it launches you beyond. Do not sabotage this season with old survival habits. You don't need to hustle to hold what's being handed to you. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. This is not about striving, it's about stewardship. God is trusting you with what others prayed for, and your only task is to carry it with honor. No fear, no guilt, just gratitude. There will be moments where it feels too big for you, but that's how you'll know it's God. He's not asking you to manage this in your own capacity. He's asking you to yield, so His power can be made perfect in your weakness. If you feel overwhelmed, pause, but don't retreat. He who brought you here is not finished. The same God who started this shift is sustaining it, and His strength is not running out. You are now walking in a grace zone where things flow instead of fight. Watch how the doors swing open. Watch how the resources appear. Watch how the answers come without anxiety. This is what divine shift looks like: unexplainable favor and unstoppable momentum. You are not chasing, you're receiving. You are not waiting, you're walking. Because only the chosen move like this. Chosen one. What you're stepping into now is not just a shift in your surroundings. It's a shift in your spiritual authority. You are no longer responding to life. You are commanding it. God has moved you from reaction to rulership. You are not a passive recipient of blessing. You are a strategic carrier of breakthrough. This is why things feel different. Your voice carries more weight. Your presence carries more power. And your decisions now ripple with heavenly consequence. This isn't the time to question yourself. You are not being elevated for decoration. You're being positioned for dominion. God is placing you in spheres where your presence changes outcomes. You will walk into boardrooms, meetings, conversations, and the entire atmosphere will shift. Not because of your name, but because of the name you carry. You are being trusted with access, and that access comes with responsibility. Do not enter with fear, enter with clarity. You are not lucky, you are called. Everything you've been through has trained you for this. You are not new to the war, you're just now being revealed. The lessons, the rejections, the pruning. It was all to ensure you could handle the weight of where he's placing you. You are not going to crack under pressure. You've been fortified in secret so you can stand in public. This is not the moment to shrink back. Heaven has invested too much in you, and now you will see why the fire was necessary. Do not be surprised when people begin to draw near with questions. They will see the results, but they won't understand the root. Your fruit is undeniable, but your process was sacred. You won't need to explain it. Your obedience will do the talking. Your consistency will do the proving. Your favor will speak the language of heaven fluently. Let's do this real quick. Hit the like button if this is resonating with your spirit. Subscribe now so you stay aligned with what's coming next. Drop 55 in the comments. It's a code of covenant and new beginnings. This is the part where acceleration becomes normal. What used to take months will happen in days. The pace will increase, not to stress you, but to stretch your trust. Miracles will be your new metric. Every day will carry evidence. Every step will be strategic. You are not being rushed. You are being synchronized. This is what chosen momentum feels like. You're not doing it alone. Angelic help is surrounding you. Divine partnerships are being dispatched. Strategic alliances are forming without your effort. You are not striving. You are soaring. God is not making you guess. He's guiding you with precision. When you're chosen, you don't chase alignment, it chases you. And what's chasing you now is divine setup. The more you trust, the more it flows. The more you rest, the more he moves. This season will require less control and more communion. God doesn't need your performance. He desires your permission. He's not asking you to figure it all out. He's asking you to believe he already has. This is the part where trust becomes movement, and movement becomes multiplication. Chosen one, everything is converging. The signs, the timing, the people, the provision, it's all coming together because you stayed faithful. You didn't compromise. You didn't quit. You didn't fold. And now the shift is honoring your perseverance. Only the chosen know what it costs to move like this. And now you'll know what it feels like to be carried by the wind of God. Chosen one, as we close this message, I need you to understand the shift isn't coming, it's already happening. Everything that's been stirring in your spirit, all the confirmation that's hit your heart, and every unshakable knowing you felt, it's been leading to this. This is not emotional hype, it is spiritual confirmation. God is not teasing you with glimpses of potential. He is announcing your arrival into what was always yours. This moment was prophesied before you were born. It's not a season of guessing, it's a season of possessing. And you are walking into it fully awakened. The days of hesitation are over. The time of second guessing has expired. God has spoken, heaven has moved, and now it's your turn to respond. Do not shrink when the opportunity comes. Do not retreat when the weight of responsibility settles. You were chosen for this moment, and that means God already factored in your imperfections. He's not looking for perfection, he's blessing obedience. And your obedience is already unlocking doors no man can shut. Chosen one, don't waste time asking, is this really it? You wouldn't be here if it wasn't. You wouldn't feel this stirring if it weren't divine. God doesn't allow this level of clarity to fall on those he's not shifting. You've been chosen to move forward while others stand still. You've been anointed to break through barriers others accept. That's not pride, it's divine responsibility. And that responsibility is now becoming visible in your reality. So go ahead, step into rooms your former self never imagined. Speak with the boldness of someone who knows heaven is backing every word. Move with the confidence of someone who's not afraid of closed doors, because you know which ones are already unlocked. Love without fear, build without burnout, speak without shrinking, and move like one who knows, I am chosen.